Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another live episode of The Room brought to you by the PrimeXBT Trading Academy. Good to see everybody out there, whether you have joined us here today live on Twitter, on YouTube, or later on you are watching this video maybe on YouTube as a recording. So we have prepared quite some nice stuff today because I want to take the opportunity once again to talk about trading strategies, and I want to show you a trading strategy today that I've personally been using for a couple of years now. It works very, very well for me. It's very flexible also to adjust to your approach, for example, in risk management. And this is the aim of using this strategy or adding this strategy to your own portfolio, is that we can get you faster to a level where you earn something on average around $300 per day. Now, why $300? Simply put, you will probably be trading 20 days per month. And if you earn $300 on average per day, that accounts to around about $6,000 per month, which is a sum of money that in most parts of the world, in most places of the world, will offer you a really decent or already very good lifestyle that you can afford for yourself and, of course, also for your family. Maybe if you are planning on living downtown LA or in Manhattan in New York or in prime districts of Hong Kong or Singapore or Sydney, maybe it's not enough money. But if you live in places around the world where maybe the cost, especially of rent, is not like extraordinary high, like for example downtown LA, you'll get very nicely along with this kind of money already, in my opinion. And it's always something to build up on. The way this webinar is done today is that I'm going to show you everything very hands-on. And by hands-on, I mean that everything I'm showing you here today, you can one-on-one already copy on your own PC, laptop, or maybe even tablet or mobile phone, depending on where you are watching this. So if you're watching a recording, things are too fast, every now and then maybe press the pause button so you can kind of, step by step follow me, what I'm doing here in terms of setting up the charts, and of course then also explaining the trading strategy. Before we start, this is going to be the first webinar in a series of 3 webinars about, hold on a second, let me find my overlay here we go, about what you need to master in order really to be able to earn a living as a trader, to count as something like a professional trader. So today we are obviously going to talk about trading strategy. I'm going to give you a leeway on that, a head start on that by sharing one of my trading strategies with you. The other 2 points, risk management and a good mindset, are equally as important. We're, of course, going to cover those later on, either in webinars or directly on YouTube videos. So watch out for those videos also to appear. If you haven't done so, please leave us a like, subscribe to our YouTube channel. That is always for my team and me the greatest motivation to continue with stuff like this, to see like that people really like what they are seeing. You can also, if you have joined us here live on YouTube, of course, leave us a message here in the chat. If we still have time later on, I'll be more than happy, of course, to answer those messages as well. All right. Before we get started, also, we need to prepare some things if you really want to follow this one-on-one. Not a lot of stuff. Obviously, you'll find all the links also for the software and so on I'm using in the description of a YouTube video, or later on as the pinned comment in the YouTube video. So 2 things we need to prepare is, first of all, obviously we need a trading account for PrimeXBT.com. So if you don't have a trading account yet, in the link of description, you'll find one to open it. This automatically will make you also a so-called student of the Trading Academy, which comes along with some nice perks every now and then. One of those always being also that we have some nice promo codes, which you can enter here. At the moment, the promo code is called a Trading Academy. You will find this also in the link. in the description of the video. And if you use this promo code, you can get up to $7,000 in bonus onto your account. So that will give you, a nice head start already into your trading career. Second thing, I'm doing all my charting personally on a software called TradingView. I left a link also in the description. You can, of course, also use the PrimeXBT charting. Absolutely nothing against it. In this case, I'm using TradingView because I need to put an indicator on an indicator, and you doing that directly on TradingView leaves me a couple of more options in doing so. But it's really up to you. Also, link into the description. For starters, the free version of TradingView is also more than enough to get you started. So you don't need the pro or premium version of TradingView already. Good. All right. So let me close this chart quickly. That was one I was watching this morning and have a little sip of coffee. So I'm going to present this trading strategy now on a Bitcoin US dollar chart. And I've just opened here a simple daily Bitcoin US dollar chart. I'm going to even remove the volume down here. And you can use this trading strategy for really any asset out there. On a daily basis, I'm using this one on round about 40, 45 different assets, ranging from oil to indices to cryptocurrencies to forex and so on and so forth. There are, however, some modifications you need to do for every asset. I'm, of course, going to show you later what those modifications could be. So for a starter, I'm going to start here with a Bitcoin US dollar chart. I've put it to daily. And then I want to start adding a couple of indicators. So on TradingView, you'll find all the indicators up here in the indicator window. I'm going to open this. I'm going to technicals here. And then I want to look for an indicator called the relative strength index. So relative strength index. So under technicals, you'll find that. I'm going to click on this one to apply it to my chart. And then I want to change some settings here for the RSI. So I go to this little, what is it called? Cogwheel, I think, in English. Click on it. And then I want to leave the RSI length and source unchanged, so to 14 and close. On the MA, which stands for moving average settings, I want to select WMA, which stands for weighted moving average. And I want to put in a period of 6 and not 14. Standard deviation here at 2. When I click on OK. And next one, I want to add another indicator. So again, I go here to technicals. And it's going to be an exponential moving average. So technicals, moving average, exponential here. Click on this one. Now the trick is here, as you can see, he's applying this moving average to the Bitcoin chart. However, I want to apply this moving average to the RSI chart. So what I need to do now here, and this is something a lot of people don't know about TradingView, you go into the settings of this exponential moving average. So again, I click on the cogwheel here, and see, now I got it wrong as well. You want to go on to more here, so the ... and you want to go into this menu, move to the existing pane below. And when I do this, it moves the moving average here from the Bitcoin chart down to the RSI chart. And this is a step that is very important because we want to make sure that we want to apply the moving average to our RSI and not our Bitcoin chart. So I need to go here again to the setting and change some stuff. First of all, we want the length to be 3. We want the source, this is also important, to be this one, RSI, which means in the RSI window, the RSI indicator. And I want to have an offset of 0. The smoothing methods I'm just going to leave unchanged. Okay, we have already set up our first indicator here, the RSI that we need. And I'm going to just change a little bit the colors here to make it a bit more visible for you guys. So let's change the RSI maybe here to orange, the line thickness a little bit. Here we go. First moving average, we can keep yellow, but we're going to make the line a little bit thicker also. Second, upper Bollinger Band, we don't need. Upper RSI band, we set to red. Here we go. Maybe make it also a little bit thicker. And lower one, we set to green and also make it a little bit thicker. Same here with the exponential moving average. Also just going to change here the line thickness a little bit so it's better to see. And if I zoom in a little bit, you can see now I've marked here the zone of 70 and above with a red line, the zone with 30 and below with a green line, you know, just to be more appealing to the eye. This is, of course, totally optional. You can just keep it plain vanilla also. Okay, one last indicator we need to add here, again, from technicals, are Bollinger Bands. So you want to look here for Bollinger Bands. Don't add like Bollinger Band strategy or width or something. Plain vanilla Bollinger Bands. For this one, we don't want to change anything in the settings. However, also here, I want to make the upper band red and have it also a little bit thicker. And the lower band, I want to make green and also have it a little bit thicker. All right, here we go. So in my opinion, this is a little bit more appealing to the eye, and you will be easier able to, you know, to really see the signals when they are occurring. All right, so we have set up our charts now. Now I'm going to explain to you how the strategy works. And maybe if you've been watching that crypto show regularly, you might have noticed already this is the RSI hook strategy I already presented in different videos. However, today I want to present you with a twist on it. A twist saying how can you make this strategy even more effective, especially if you are somebody that maybe, you know, has a job from 9 to 5 or even longer to attend to, and you don't have the time to, you know, always sit in front of your 6 or 7 screens to monitor the markets like I'm doing here. The rules of this trading system are very, very simple. We want to look for an RSI that is either here below 30 or above 70. And then we want to enter the market if the market makes what I call a so-called RSI hook. And what that is basically is this one here. So let me again zoom in here a little bit so it's better to see for you guys. Here we go. So it's actually this one here. So we want to see, first condition is RSI and the moving averages of the RSI are below 30. This is for a long entry. And then we want to wait until the orange line, so the RSI, crosses the two moving averages to the upside. The better the hook is, so to say, so the steeper this line is when crossing. I'm going to show you an example of that later on. The higher quality the sign is. We are not interested in watching zones like this, so somewhere in the middle between 30 and 70 where crosses occur. You can trade those also, but they are much, much more risky than this. So whenever this happens, we want to enter the market. And on this chart from this daily Bitcoin chart, you can see already, in this case, we would have entered the market here. So at the closing of this candle, I should make this one maybe green for a buy position. And you can see already we would have timed the market really pretty good already. Was almost fishing the low here. After this, the market went from all the way from around about 36,400 to 46,000 at the top there. And so this is already very strong. What you can do now in terms of risk management, for example, but as I said, we're going to cover this in a different webinar. Once we've reached the middle line, you adjust the stop loss to break even, and maybe you exit the market once the price has reached the upper limit of the Bollinger Band. So 2 things again to summarize. We want for a long signal, the RSI to cross its moving averages below 0. We want the price to be very close to the lower Bollinger Bands, even better if it's outside of the Bollinger Bands. And then we will buy and just wait until the market has reached the upper Bollinger Bands. Pretty straightforward. And if you test this, you can use this on different times also. I mean, different time frames. You might as well say, I want to use this, for example, on a 5-minute chart. It will work very well. However, you have to be careful. The lower you go in the time frames, the more noise, of course, you will have in the market. So when you start with this in the beginning, at least, maybe you want to stick to higher time frames like daily. Short signal is the exact opposite of it. So let me see, do we have anything? For example, this, we want to wait until the RSI is over 70, crosses its moving average to the downside with a nice steep hook. And we want to see that the price is somewhere here at the upper Bollinger Band, so the red one in this case, which would have been, let's quickly evaluate this signal. So this signal wouldn't have been a valid one, in my opinion, at least. Yes, we have the RSI crossing each other here over 70, but look, the price already has moved away by quite some distance from the upper Bollinger Band. Still would have been a trade where you could have earned some money because it moved into your direction first in a couple of days, but then you can see the market quickly reverse to the upside. Now, let me quickly delete all my drawings here. I want to show you a method how you can make this one even more impressive than it is already, in my opinion, because it's important, in my opinion at least, to try to remove some noise also from the market. So, you know, all those times when the market is trending sideways, for example, like we had a large part now in this area here, where we were somewhere trading between 42,000 US dollars and 38,000 US dollars on the downside. And I mean, there are strategies also to fish the market here. Like you can see, for example, I opened here some trades at 38.5 and 39,500 US dollars in the last days. However, this is not what we are really looking for. And you can do so, filter those sideways moves out of the market and really just concentrate on the trends if instead of candlesticks, you choose Renko Shots. So I'm going to do this now. And now what are Renko Shots? Renko Shots are one of those charts that are independent from time frames. So if I go here into the settings of this chart, you will see for the chart itself, so for the Renko Shots, three different things we can change. And we want to leave this source here to close. However, we want to change this box size assignment method to traditional. And I want to choose a box size, for example, now of 100. Here we go. Then I zoom out a little bit again. And what this will do is, every time, in this case, the Bitcoin price moves up or down by 100 US dollars, a new box will be drawn onto the chart. So let's make an example here. Just now, in the last, since late April, that was, we had, let me take my brush here. Here we go. The price was moving down, and once it moved outside the last box you see there, so 100 US dollar higher than this box, a green box was drawn. And I think what really pops here into the eye when using Renko Shots is that they are very, very good in showing you how is the predominant trend at the moment, because they filter out all of those days where the price didn't move up or down by 100 US dollars. And if you combine this, for example, now with this RSI hooks trading strategy that I've shown you just now, well, I mean, see for yourself. You can almost in 70% or 80% of the time fish the bottom and tops of a market. It's not always working, like you can see here. However, how we can deal with that, I'm going to explain you on the second chart. But it's very, very good of giving you an indication. Should I prepare for more rising prices at the moment, or should I be prepared for more falling prices? And what you can do here is you can adjust this a little bit to, your own liking. If you say like, hey, I want to catch lower trends, I don't want to wait until the market moves like 100 US dollar in one direction for a new box to appear. Well, you can play around a little bit with a box size. You can, for example, set it also to 50. And you'll see you'll have much more boxes appear here already. If you are a so-called premium user of TradingView, you have even the opportunity to adjust this to seconds, this chart. Because what you can see here very clearly on this daily chart now, he will just once daily check, is the price more than 100 US dollars higher or lower than the last box I draw? So at 23.95 he will do that, and then draw boxes. You can see if we would close today at this level, so around about 39,500, he would draw 5 boxes. If you're a premium user, you can also have them, for example, check every 5 seconds, and you'll see this totally changes the picture again. Yeah, because you'll have those intraday moves where very often, at least for Bitcoin, we move up or down by 100 US dollars or whatever box size you took there, and which will allow you to have like many, many more entries. Like, for example, this one here, or these ones here, I should say, or the one up here, which were very, very good signals, but you would have missed those signals if you just have the daily charts. So if you are interested really in, so to say, trading on lower time frames, scalping the market, I highly recommend you to choose like settings with seconds or maybe 5 minutes or 30 minutes maximum if you want to catch those intraday swings there. Second, like I just said, you can play with a box size a little bit here. So the lower I adjust it, if I, for example, say I want every 20 US dollars in new box drawn on my Renko chart, the more boxes, the more wild the chart will appear. For me personally, I've made very good experience with a box size of 75. But really, this is up to you, playing around a little bit how many signals you want from an asset, for example, intraday, every day. And be aware, the more assets you watch, so if you do this with, let's say, 20 different charts out there, there's going to be a lot of signals always, and you'll have maybe a hard time keeping up. Now, another trick I want to show you here is to use alerts. You actually don't need to watch your chart the whole time. Yeah, you don't need to have your chart open the whole time and watch it manually. What you can do here in TradingView is also you can set up alarms. As you can see, I have some alarms already set up, and many of those were also triggered. So I want to reactivate them quickly. I'll clear the lock here. So, for example, I have an alarm here set up when the Bitcoin perpetual future RSI on this chart rises above 70, I'm going to get an alarm. And I'm also, if I use the mobile version of TradingView, I'm also going to get that on my mobile phone. And what I'll very often experience is, for example, once I leave office, I'm lying in the bed, reading a book, or talking to my wife, that an alarm goes off. And then I just need to log into my mobile app of PrimeXBT and TradingView, see, hey, okay, what is going on there? Do we have a cross here above 70 or below 30? And place the trade. Very easy and very comfortable function, in my opinion, to have there. So maybe let's look at another chart here. If we look, for example, here at Luna also, you can also see this method with Renkos, and I've set the box size here to 1. So 1 box equals 1 US dollar. And you can see also it's a daily chart, by the way. It's very good in fishing those tops and bottoms. However, this brings me to the second part. I just slightly want to touch base because we need to make it an own video about this, in my opinion, is that sometimes you will see that, And this is a good example here that what will happen, that you will get a signal here in the RSI, for example, here. So there was a signal to buy Luna here at this price, around about $65, 66 US dollars. Then the market will move a little bit into the direction very often until this middle Bollinger line and then reverse again. And you will see then, okay, there was a second signal done by the RSI hooks down here. So if you would have entered here the market and you don't use a stop loss or you don't have a risk management strategy, the market would have moved quite some way against you, around about 20% against you before it's going to reverse. And there are, in my opinion, two different ways you can deal with this. The first way is that you, once the price has reached this middle Bollinger Bands, that you adjust your stop loss to break even, so you cannot lose money on that trade anymore. The second strategy, and this is one I personally use very, very often, is that I accept that, of course, this is not a perfect indicator for showing me every top and every bottom, but it's a very good indicator showing me that at one point in the future, there's a trend reversal going to take place. So I'm going to DCA my way into the asset. So I'm going to buy here a little bit. Maybe if I plan on building up a position of, let's say, 100,000 US dollars worth. So I'm going to maybe buy 1/3 here. If the market then reverses already, well, okay, then my take profit up here gets hit. Everything is good. If the market moves further against me, I'm going to buy another third. So then we have like 2/3 position at the next signal and at the next signal and so on and so forth. I do that up to maximum of 4 positions. It depends always on how the volatility of the asset is. So Luna or cryptocurrencies in general traditionally have a high volatility, so they swing a lot to the up and downside. And by averaging myself into the market, I can very, very often, on average, get like very nice entry prices into the market. As you can see here, for example, for Luna, this would have worked very well. It would have needed a little bit of patience from me, but after this, I would have been able to catch really this nice trend to the upside again. So this is one strategy you can do if you are more somebody you want to enter the market and you want to exit the market as fast as possible. For your stop loss strategy, I would recommend to set your stop loss back to break even once we hit this middle Bollinger Band line. Depends on if a price is coming from the upside or downside, obviously. All right, good. So quick summary again. For short signals, wait until the RSI and its moving averages are above 70 and the orange line, so the RSI crosses its moving averages to the downside. Contrary, for long signals, wait until it's under 30 and crosses its moving averages to the upside. You want to see that the current price for short signals is as close as possible to your upper Bollinger Band. You want to see for long signals that it's as close as possible to the lower Bollinger Band. If you are just trading one position, latest when the price reaches the middle Bollinger Band, you want to adjust to break even. You also want to, of course, install a price if really, bad stuff is going on and because of news or whatever, the price totally reverses into the direction you do not want. That can happen, of course, especially during economic events. But how to deal with something like this, we are going to cover, obviously, in our webinar concerning risk management. And start maybe doing this on one chart, on one asset, whatever your favorite asset is. And then as you get more comfortable on how a trading strategy works, you slowly start moving on to 5 assets, 10 assets, 20 assets, and so on and so forth. All right, good. Let's see if there are maybe any questions. Anybody has any questions, any concerns? Not at the moment, as it looks like. Please, again, leave us a like, subscribe to the channel if you like contents like this. If you want to get in touch with us, you can, of course, do so by leaving a question also under the YouTube videos. We'll directly try to answer your question then there. or you have alternatively, of course, the good old way of getting in touch with us by email, academy@primexbt.com. My team and I, we're going to answer every email, don't worry. So there are no stupid questions. Our mission really is to help you to become successful. I hope I was able to inspire you a little bit today with sharing my trading strategy. I highly invite you also to play around a little bit with it until you find your personal settings where that are appealing to your own approach when it comes to risk management and so on and so forth. I'm going to see you again very, very soon, latest next week on another live webinar. In between, of course, we're going to have other videos also that we are going to publish. Yeah, until then, take care, everybody, and always remember to use the stop loss. Stay safe out there. Going to see you. Bye-bye.